question is, are you ready?
Are we ready? We are ready, and I am running tape.
Let's go.
Okay, Henry, congratulations on your UFC title. Obviously, the wrestling community is very proud of you, but what's it like to come back home and have the UFC belt and be here at the Olympic Training Center with the great American athletes that you're part of?
Oh, man, this is, God, these guys are 2017 world champs. These are returning champs. They're reigning champs. So to me, as much as I want to give to them, they're giving to me. You know, you got guys in the room like Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Snyder. To me, these guys are my celebrities, man. To me, these guys are Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all in one room. I mean, to me, that's incredible. You know, so you know, I've always wanted to come back, and because you know this was my home, Gary. For 4 years, I lived here. For 4 years, I was around all you guys. I finished high school. I won the Olympics here. And this is literally probably this is pretty much my second home here in Colorado Springs. And so I happen to be the world teams here, and I get a chance to talk to them, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know there's a mutual respect. I mean, you know a lot of these guys, and some you don't. But this must feel very welcoming for you after all the journeys you've done to get to this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think God, just the trials, all the experiences that go on in this room, and that this has prepared me for this. You know, it's prepared me for life. It's prepared me for defeat. It's prepared me for anything, everything, and anything under the sun. And you know, I'm here because of the great sport of wrestling. The people that have been involved in my life: Terry Brands, my high school coaches, you know, Richard Freebers, Frank Sines, my brother Angel, all my training partners. I mean, everybody has played a big role in my success, and it feels good to not only win, obviously for my legacy, but to represent my sport. I mean, it's beautiful for these cauliflower condoms. Man, I'm on cloud nine.
I'm curious about the training. You know, can you compare and contrast? You've been fighting for 4 or 5 years or something like that, right? Compare and contrast the training for that versus, you know, chasing world Olympic titles.
Oh man, I think wrestling has always been more competitive. I think wrestling has always been a little harder on your body. I've enjoyed fighting I've enjoyed fighting just a little bit more now because it's something new to me. You know, you don't have some other guy beating you up. Typically, when you're a wrestler, you go fight and you develop good hands. You know, you become the dominant. You know, you become the dominant force. But I mean, the training is in some ways it's the same as in the amount of hours that are put in. But the physical side of it, I think we're more prone to injury in wrestling. It's just a tougher game, in my opinion.
In wrestling, you probably can learn a lot more at a younger age than when you're closer to the top. You're probably not learning tons every practice, right? There's sharpening skills and whatnot. With MMA, there's so many different disciplines that there's so many opportunities to continue to learn, whether or not it's like it needs to be fit into your arsenal. But I guess, how much time do you spend developing new skills in MMA versus just kind of sharpening what you have?
Man, well, as of now, it's almost like, you know, I'm constantly learning, you know, minor things, but it is, especially when you get close to a title fight, it's different because in wrestling, you prepare for a tournament. You're going up against these different styles: Iran, Japan, Russia. Everybody has these different styles, and the beauty about fighting is that we have a cheat sheet. This is who you're fighting. You're in preparation. I've been preparing this guy for 2.5 years, knowing that he's still gonna have the belt until I take it from him. You know, and that's the beauty of it, is I'm able to modify my wrestling, I'm able to modify my boxing, everything that I know, and clean cut for this man.
So talk a little bit about going into the fight. We ran into you at the Hall of Fame, and you basically told the wrestling community, "Hey, I'm going to win this thing." And it was a little bit out from when you fought, but what was going right in your mind that this time, in spite of what everyone in the world was thinking, that this time you'd reach the top again?
Because I've been here before, Gary. I mean, I was 31st in the world in 2007. I took second at the U.S. Open. I barely beat Steven Apis to make the Olympic team. And then I go in there and I just shocked the world. I was losing my first, my second, and my third match. And If anybody can describe Henry Cejudo, I'm a man that I know how to overcome adversity. I embrace it. And that's all I use. I've used the tools that wrestling has given me. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to copy it, modify it, but I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to do it in the sport of mixed martial arts. And that's all it was. It's taught me everything that I know. And it's cool because it's like, this is giving me a bigger platform. I was in Russia, and I'm a celebrity. I walk down the street, people recognize me. I can walk down the street here in Colorado Springs, and I get 56-year-old, people saying what's up, like they want to take a picture. Like it's crazy. So it gives me a platform not only to be able to share my story, but also represent who I am, and I'm a wrestler.
I got one. With a belt story. When did it go missing? How'd you get it back? What's up?
Yeah. God, it was a first class ticket too. And that's another thing. Like these people, they be giving you perks. I don't have 15 layovers no more.
Yeah, you ain't trying to get to Krasnoyarsk, are you?
I ain't trying to get to Krasnoyarsk or Chechnya. It's a direct flight straight from LA to Moscow, and had a straight flight from there to actually to New York, and it was a first class ticket, so I had a layover in New York, and next you know, my belt, I put it in my carrier, saying when I carry it, this thing's actually kind of heavy.
You checked it?
Yeah, so I checked it in, I had it nice and neatly folded, just, I don't want to go to the metal detectors, and then people pull it out, I'm constantly being kind of harassed a little bit, and it turns out it was missing. I'm just like, damn, first the gold medal, now this belt. But I knew I would find it. I had a gut feeling that I would, even though people had no idea where it was at, and supposedly the number got lost, and they were just kind of giving me every excuse under the sun that they didn't know what was gonna happen. And luckily we tracked it down. Personally, I stayed when I landed from Russia to New York. I stayed there to make sure that I was gonna get my belt back, and I had to fly back home to Phoenix. So it worked out. So what happened is I waited for my belt for 3 days in New York, and ended up doing clinics like all over New York. I did like 5 clinics.
Why not?
I made a good chunk of money, so I gave back to wrestling. I got my belt back, and now I just came back here to Colorado Springs.
You got it in New York?
Yeah, I got it in New York. Yeah.
So the media is talking about maybe you're going to move up and weight and possibly fight the champion up there, another wrestler, Dillashaw. Is that just people predicting things, or do you anticipate you're going to get that opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoken to Dana White. They love the story. I challenge the UFC. I challenge him. I challenge TJ. I'm challenging the whole world. This is give me an opportunity. Allow me to make history. Allow this little guy to make history. The underdog once again. And I want it. I want him. I want his head on a plate.
Well, a lot of people don't remember that the guy who just did it, 2 belts at one time, was your teammate at the Olympics, right? I mean, Daniel and you were on the same team.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be pretty cool if you could also have that thing to say, hey, we both can hold the belt, 2 weights at the same time?
Absolutely.
And the other guy was Couture, right?
Yeah.
Another wrestler.
Yeah. Wrestlers just tend to make history. I hope this video could go viral, because wrestling is not jiu-jitsu, wrestling is not Muay Thai, wrestling is not boxing. Wrestling is its own beauty. And what does wrestling do? For some reason, wrestling tends to make history. From our president, from President Abraham Lincoln to Henry Cejudo to Daniel Cormier. I mean, it never stops, and I owe my life to the sport.
What kind of things you doing here now that you're back in your second home? You got some appearances. You seen some friends, family.
Yeah, well, I went over to see you again. Went to USA Wrestling.
Yeah. I was here at the training center.
Yes, stopped by to see Rich. I surprised Rich Bender. Who I'm very close with, and he picks on me a lot. And it's Kevin Jackson and Bill Zadek, but the only one that was there was Zadek, so I'm glad I had a chance to see you here.
Well, the team was real excited to see you, man. I mean, I got a smile across my face still.
Yeah. And again, to me, it's like I see guys like Kyle Snyder and Burroughs, and Logan Stever, David Taylor, Kyle Tate. Dude, these guys are superstars. These guys are the superstars in my eyes because of what they do, and man, they're still in the game. I'm out. I got out of the game. The game was the game was a little too ruthless for me. And I respect them tremendously. I don't think they have any idea.
Well, at some point you're going to have to go back into training with another opportunity. You've done something that, you know, has never been done, Olympic champion, UFC champion, but you keep putting new challenges in front of yourself, don't you?
What else is there to do, Gary? I want to be different. I've been different since I was a kid. You know, I was the first high school wrestler to win the U.S. Open since the U.S. Wrestling became a national governing body.
That's correct.
The youngest in history in 2008. You know, the first Olympic champ, UFC champ in history, which makes me probably one of the best combat athletes of all time. I mean, I'm living the dream, Gary. I really am. I'm living the dream, but it's only because of the sacrifices and decisions that I've made, and I've sacrificed a lot, and I became a grown man at a very young age, and that inspiration, that fire is still lit in me, and I'm gonna do it until that thing is completely just gets shut off.
Well, I'm sure you heard from a lot of people the next day. I sent you a text, you know, just to let you know how proud we were of you. Did you feel really good about the response from your wrestling friends?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a victory for everybody. Yeah. I remember when Couture would win. You were like, man, Randy Couture, especially because Randy was, you know, he was older. Randy Couture was the way he would move, and he'd find a way to beat you. Like his agility was going out the window, but he still found a way to beat you. You know, Dan Henderson, Daniel Cormier, a lot of these guys that have set the path for us wrestlers to make a great living, and it's been. I owe a lot of my success to those guys, the guys that have done it, Matt Lynn, the guys that have sacrificed and have always put wrestling on, you know, Mola Wall, all these guys. Like, these guys are, I owe them big time.
You got something else, Mark?
Good to go. Congrats.
Man, thank you guys.
Welcome back.
Remember, guys, if you guys are watching this, wrestle freestyle.
Yep.
Wrestle freestyle. Wrestle Greco. I know the American style is folk style, but I promise you guys wrestle freestyle, you guys wrestle Greco, it's only going to help your folk style. So try it out, man. You guys will love it, I promise you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.